Okay, so I thought I was streaming, but I was recording. I said a lot in that recording. I'm gonna have to edit it. But I just want to do a recording because I ain't doing nothing else. I'm bored. I already said I'm not playing that video game. It's it's not it's not productive enough. It doesn't help people. I can play video. I can play the game and build up a little audience on that, but that's not my goal. I'm too old for that. I ain't gonna say I'm too old for that, but that's just not my thing right now. I want to help people, and how am I gonna help people? I want to help people who need help with their website. If you're using one of those, do-it-yourself websites, and you're like, man, it's not coming out just the way I want it to. I understand, because they always gonna leave out something that you need, right? They gonna leave out something that you need, so you gonna have to call them for help so they can charge you. It's just so they can get your attention. And see, that's what bothers me. I hate that. I say, don't sit up there and kind of calm me into. And then now that I'm halfway through, and now I'm gonna just go ahead and pay for it. Number one, I ain't never really had a lot of money. I just never was fortunate enough to like accumulate. I was never good at making money. Okay, I always did have a job, but it was never like it was always the lowest paying job. And then when I finally got a higher paying job, which wasn't really that high paying, being in New York City is just high paying compared to, being down south. So they worked the living dog out of me. Well, I should have been making way more than what I was making. To the point I just quit. I couldn't take it no more. Couldn't, and that was the last job I had. I worked myself to where I was crazy and stressed out. A madman, ready to fight. Had to be the way the job was. It's just in order to get stuff done, you had to just. I can't let nobody get in my way. I gotta cuss them out. If they get in my way, I'm cussing them out. You see, I'm on this forklift. You see, I got these trucks to load. You see, I gotta do this. I gotta do that, and no respect. They get in your way and try to slow you down just to make you look bad. And that's what I had to deal with. It was a very stressful job. Very stressful. Physically, mentally, spiritually, every way. And then on top of it, they just hired somebody. They hired this white guy and ended up paying him twice as much as they was paying me. And he ain't even know how to do. He said he used to load a 60-foot truck, but he couldn't even load a 48-foot. He couldn't even load a 12-foot for that matter. He ain't even know how to put the stuff on the pallet right. I had he was supposed to be helping me with my load. This dude put the stuff on there all wrong to where I had to take the stuff off me and somebody else had to take the stuff off the truck, rearrange it right, and then put it on there. And some of the stuff he had on it was the wrong parts. So we had to go back and do everything all over. So it was more work. And you mean to tell me this is the dude you gonna pay more? You got me training him and you got me paying? No. I quit that job. I quit that job. And it's sad to say the guy killed himself. It was sad. That was sad when I heard about that. Another guy who worked there died. from some kind of natural cause. I know it because of the job, because he had just had surgery on his arm because he got injured on the job, and then he wasn't supposed to work. He came back too soon, and he was up in age, and I think he had a blood clot, and that's what killed him. But anyway, these jobs will kill you if you let them. And I just quit without a plan, without nothing. I just, you know what, I do public assistance until I figure things out. I had money saved up. Ran out of money I was saved up on. Just projects I started working on turned out to be harder than what I thought it was gonna be. Not really. I just didn't really stick to it. I let things distract me, and you know, I was kind of comfortable. Well, you know, just not. Mine wasn't right. My mind wasn't in the right place. I wasn't doing the right things. But slowly but surely, I kept inching my way towards, you know what, I can do this. I don't have no choice, but I quit this job knowing that I can do this. I'm going to do it. 3 years go by. And now we in 2020. And here we are. Wow. I was right. That job wasn't worth it. I'm glad I quit it. The time, I didn't spend all my time wisely, but I spent a lot of time wisely. And now I have the knowledge to help anybody that wants to know how to build not build a website, how to install a WordPress website on a remote server. I know how to do all that. Install a WordPress website on that and manage it. Do the plugins. Also know how to go on the back end, modify some of the HTML, maybe not the HTML, more like the CSS code, maybe, depending on if we're gonna start building plugins for the website, then yeah, you're gonna need some HTML, CSS, a little JavaScript, a little PHP. Well, a whole lot of PHP, because WordPress uses PHP to connect to the database, or to like communicate with the Apache server, the database, so forth and so forth. So yeah, now I do, and I fully understand this stuff now. I mean, I fully understand this stuff. Like it's easy to me. Like I understand it. Not only that, see, I'm kind of sugarcoating what I really know, because before I got into AWS and web development, well, I was already into web development early on, back in 2013, 14ish, right? Around that time. Then I kind of fell off. And then I got back into programming and started developing apps, working on developing apps. I have some applications that I haven't published because they're not marketable applications. I can build applications, believe it or not. I just don't take the time to deal with Android Studio and Java right now because I've been focusing on web development because that's the direction I chose to go in. I was at a crossroad. I was learning this. I was learning a little bit of that. I even know how to build WordPress and using the Django and Python, using Python code. I know how to set that up. I actually have a GitHub project in my GitHub repository that is a Django project that I started working on, but I didn't really fully finish. And I do intend on getting back and learning that, not learning, but actually doing some projects in Python. And and probably gravitate towards just Python and grow away from WordPress, because WordPress is for beginners. And when I say that, I don't mean it's for beginners like that don't know nothing about HTML, CSS, and in other words, and I'm not saying that you need to know that to work with WordPress, but what I'm saying is when you don't know about like how the documents are set up in a in any type of website, if you just don't know that, that just entails that you don't really know anything. So when you do play around in WordPress, you might start to do some things that you just can't do, that you just shouldn't do. In other words, like WordPress might give you the impression that it's like Facebook. Right? I used to describe WordPress to people like, well, it's just like if you know how to work a Facebook, you can work WordPress, which is true. But the side effect to that is WordPress is a programmable web application, and which means that if you're an admin in WordPress, you have the permissions to do everything, which means you have the permissions to pretty much screw everything up by accident. And that's where the problem comes in with WordPress. You could, and it's, when I say it's not hard to screw things up in WordPress, it's not. All you got to do is download the wrong plugins, 2 plugins that like interfere with each other, and it just blow your whole. It'll make you think your website is done. It'll have like an error, and you be like, oh no, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? It's an error. Which I'm gonna teach people how to deal with that too. See, I want to show people. I want to teach you to the point you don't even have to watch my tutorials. You figure it out for yourself. I'm gonna teach you how to figure things out. But what was I talking about figuring out though? About WordPress and how you could create errors and stuff. But yeah, don't worry about those errors. Like I had an error earlier today. The reason why I got started so late was because I had an error. It was these 2 errors in my site health check, and I wanted to pass all those checks. So, cause I wanted to show and prove, hey y'all, look, I got all these checks done. I know how to do this. My website is healthy, right? But in the process of doing this, man, okay, what I did was I copied the error message, pasted, and Googled it, found a few similar issues, and some of them I was like, okay, that's not gonna help. Found one, like, oh, this is interesting. He's talking some, and he's like, oh, it might have something to do because because WordPress uses PHP, your server might be out of date, so you might have to update your PHP. I was like, wrong, because I already got that up to date. I already did that the other day. But he said, and chances is if your PHP hasn't been updated, has to be updated, then your curl has to be updated. Some package library that PHP uses, right? A file, a folder, basically. And so what was I at? PHP needed a folder, and so I needed curl. So I'm thinking I need to update curl. So I did. How do you update curl? Right? So I googled that. well, how do I update curl in my terminal in Ubuntu and Linux? And so, sure enough, something popped up. Same dude had a another blog on actually how to do that. So I followed all of these tedious steps to updating Pearl. And all it was like, okay, copy paste, do this, do that, and that. Did that. And I mean, when I say tedious steps, there were some tedious steps. But I got it done pretty quickly. It wasn't that. I'm pretty good when it comes to like installing and updating stuff. That's nothing. But anyway, so on the server. So I did that. Check up. Still got this error. What's going on? I done tried to update this thing. I felt like I done tried everything. I even disabled some plugins, right? I even deleted some that I didn't need. Still error. Disable the ones that I felt probably was causing a problem. Things that I updated recently. Except for this one plugin that I was like, I kept looking at it like, nah, I can't be that. That's just a check mail thing. Just to check to see if my mail is, like, it's not running in the background. Why would it be preventing, causing some kind of preventing loopback requests or whatever it was saying, right? So I'm just overlooking that. So after like 2 hours, 2 freaking hours, I'm like, I can't get rid of these errors. So the last thing I do is like, it must be, I keep reading these like, well, plugins. And I was like, that is true, man. WordPress and plugins is a funny thing, man. Sometimes you just got to delete a plugin and it'll work. And then you can take that same plugin, install it back in, and it still works. You're like, what the just happened? What was going on? I don't know, but it's WordPress. That's the scary thing about WordPress. The fact that you sometimes don't know. But I'm at the point where I know, So, and it's usually a plugin, right? And so when it's with dealing with plugins, then what I did was I just start deactivating these plugins that I recently updated and made changes to. And so I noticed that the error would go away. But because it was multiple plugins, now I'm trying to narrow it down to which plugin is it. Okay, so I narrowed down. I mean, I'm like, dang, man, I thought it was that plugin. No, it's not that plugin. It still works when I turn that plugin on. When I activate that plugin on, it still works, activate. Then finally I get to the check mail one, the one that I kept on overlooking, saying, nah, that's it. No matter of fact, I even didn't like skip that check, just turned that one on and turned the other ones off and like, okay, maybe it'll work. I'm like, nah, it's still not working. It just assumed that it wasn't the plugins, went and tried some other stuff. That lasted like another hour. Then come back and say, okay, I done tried all the plugins except for this check mail one. Finally turned the check mail on. What the? I done spent 4 hours trying to fix this daggone problem, and it was a freaking check mail plugin that I wasn't even using. I was just using it to debug another problem that I had earlier about some kind of post mail issue that I'm not gonna get into about SMTP and all that bull. But it was crazy how that took me 4 hours. Now, had I already know, that would only took me a split second. Matter of fact, had I just deleted that, knowing I didn't need it in the first place, I had an instinctive feeling. My spirit was telling me to delete it, and I just ignored it and went about doing something else. If I had listened to that feeling, that spirit, I would have saved myself 4 hours and probably would have had a better show today. But that's neither here nor there. But that's just to let you know how important it is for me to help people, because I don't think I don't think people have my patience. I'm very and I'm not trying to like say, oh, I'm more patient than people, because I'm very highly impatient. When I say my type of patience is, I'm when I try to do something and try to get something, I'm very obsessive about it. In other words, I won't even eat, drink, or do nothing until I get that one task that done. Even if it takes 4 additional hours, I'll be like, man, I just got to get it done first. I'm like that. Once I'm on it, I'm on. I'm like a pit bull. Just I ain't gonna let go until I get it done. And most people, they gonna give up, man. They ain't even gonna. They just gonna be like, man, bump that, man. No, 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 ever. They'll grow up. They'll just be fed up for life for it. You know what I'm saying? With the stuff that I went through, trying to learn and do all of this. Listen, just yesterday I gave up yesterday. I gave up the day before yesterday. Yo, this stuff. You see, I ain't even shade. I don't care. Think I care? Man, something went in and out. Think I care, man? I'm just saying. Think I care, man? I do not. Saying. I don't care about think I care, man? What other people say about Oh, I'm looking at my thing. Yeah, but I don't care about what other people think about my beard and all this other stuff, and I don't sweat all of that. Oh yeah, I'm trying to see if the music is playing. Oh, and it's not. Yeah, but I don't care about what other people. I don't get that. I don't get that. Why isn't the music playing when I have it up? Oh, number one, it ain't playing. Music ain't even playing. That's why. Alright, is it playing now? Beard and all this other stuff, and I don't sweat all of that. Alright, is it playing now? Beard and all this other stuff, and I don't sweat all of that. Alright, is it playing now? Beard and all this other stuff, and I don't sweat. It's not playing though. Is it playing now? Why? I wonder why the audio don't record, don't stream. It's just, it's weird. There's something my mouse don't want to work. My stuff don't never want to work when you trying to show somebody something. That's when stuff want to act up. Now the keyboard don't want to work. What? Oh, that's what's going on. There we go. That's what it was. That book was. I knew I heard something keep getting disconnected. Man, what's up with my music not playing? Advanced audio properties. Desktop active. That's stereo. I don't know. Is it in there now? I don't get this. Live cam mix. Oh, maybe it's this. Oh, it's not that either. Oh, that's just control what I hear in the headphone. Hold on. Where's this music coming from? The desktop, right? Maybe that's why. Hold on. Where's this music coming from? The desktop, right? Maybe that's why. Hold on. Where's this music coming from? The desktop. Maybe that's why. No, 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 no. The audio. That's where the audio is coming out to, right? That's where the audio is coming out, right? Man, what? I had this working before. I got this audio. Desktop audio going in. Desktop audio going in. See that? It ain't gonna have no audio. I don't understand why this thing ain't. Maybe it just doesn't do that when it streams. It doesn't work when it streams. I don't understand why this thing ain't. Maybe it just doesn't do that when it streams. Nah, that don't make sense though. Because I see the audio. Vertical layout, unlock volume, filters. Says status active. Status active. Audio monitoring off. Monitor output. I don't understand. If that's okay, that's the mic input. This is the mic input. That's the mic input. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yo, how is it that I can? Monitor and output. Close. I don't get this. This is retarded. How is it I can hear the mic, but I do not hear the music? Mic aux. Maybe. Desktop. Goodness, man. Why can't I figure this thing out? Tracks. You got 1, 2, 3. All these tracks. What are these tracks for? Turn this off. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Now watch this. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Monitor off. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1. Alright, let me turn it. Let me pause that. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Oh, okay, that's monitor. Oh, that's to put it on the monitor. And that's to put this on the monitor. But why don't I hear it is the question. That means it's not coming through. Because I don't hear it on the monitor. That's what it is. For some reason, the sound on the desktop this is. These buttons. Monitor only. Monitor only. Mute output. Monitor and output, but it's not outputting anything. Dude, that's because you're not playing any music. Oh gosh. Now play the music. Okay, now you hear something. You still hear it. So it's coming out through the monitor. Why isn't it going in through the stream? Go to the settings. Alright, let's stop the stream.